silent as a cat, never giving herself away. It couldn't be Lily. The girl lifted her head just enough to see the sky above the grass and listened, testing the air like a frightened rabbit. Then she dropped her chin again and pulled herself into a tighter ball. Footsteps were coming closer, crunching through the grass like a monster in a bad dream. A whimper rose up her throat, but she held it in, squeezing her eyes tighter. He'd followed them. The man with the unblinking eyes that had looked at her and Lily like they were garbage. She'd known he would come. Lily had said he wouldn't give up easily. "Lily," she screamed in her head. "Lily, come save me." She scrunched her face harder into the rough denim of her jeans. The footsteps stopped above on the incline, not far from her hiding place. She imagined him raising his head and sniffing the air like one of those hunting dogs, trying to smell out her and Lily. He'd be even angrier now. He'd be thinking all those unspeakable things he'd promised when he'd had them in the back of his van. She squeezed her eyes tighter, willing him to follow Lily's trail up through the field to the forest. If only they hadn't taken his offer of a ride. If only she hadn't leapt ahead of Lily into the open door to sit in the back seat. She'd known it was wrong to ignore Lily when she shook her head not to get in the van, but she'd been angry with Lily for bossing her around all afternoon. Doing what she wanted for once was a little victory, and for a few minutes it had felt good to sit and not have to walk one more step in her cheap, too-tight shoes. Lily's eyes had darted between her and the man, and he'd smiled at her hesitation before he shrugged and started to slide the door shut. That was when Lily had pushed her way past him and into the back seat next to her, landing with a flounce and a sigh that was all Lily. She'd reached across the space between them into Sonny's bag of jujubes and taken a handful, stuffing them into her mouth and chewing slowly, all the while pitting her eyes with accusing eyes. "I'm tired, Lil," she said by way of explanation. Already she regretted her weakness that brought them into the back seat. Her stomach was filled with a hum of worry she couldn't still. "My feet hurt." The last sentence came out grumpy. "We could have called Roger to come get us," Lily said. Her voice was soft, without blame. It would have been better if Lily had been angry. This quiet Lily was unsettling. "I'm sorry, Lil." She passed her bag of jujubes over to Lily to take the last. She'd saved the black ones, but didn't feel right eating them now. Lily took two and handed the bag back to her. "Just don't tell Roger we took this ride. He won't like it." Their attention was drawn to the front seat. The man cleared his throat loudly as he pulled onto the highway. He reached over and fiddled with the radio until he found a country station. Then he lit a cigarette and started humming along to the music. Every so often, his eyes would be looking at them in the rearview mirror. She could feel Lily hunching down lower in the seat beside her. The ride hadn't been too bad so far, and she relaxed, turning her head to look out the window at the houses flying past. It would be okay. They were going to be home soon, and Lily would forgive her. That was before the man started talking. "You little girls like to go riding with strangers?" he asked. His voice was fake friendly, like the people in the last home Sonny had lived in. She swiveled her head slowly around to look at Lily. Lily had lowered her head and tucked her chin into the fabric of her shirt. Neither of them said anything. They sat very still. The man lit another cigarette. It bobbed up and down between his lips as he spoke, the smoke drifting into the back seat in a white haze. "I mean, look at the two of you. No sense between you. Why, a man might think you were asking to get fucked. I just don't know what it is with sweet young things these days. Leading a man on, jumping into his van. Good girls would have known better." She'd stopped understanding then. His words got uglier and faster, and Lily reached for her hand until she couldn't tell who was squeezing harder. They were driving out of town the right way, and then the man turned onto a road she didn't know. She didn't recognize the last of the houses they passed before the woods and the brilliant blue glimpses of river that replaced them. The man's eyes in the mirror were long past friendly. "You're going the wrong way," Lily's voice, small but defiant. She'd got back some of the anger she carried around.